Polypores are tree-loving conch mushrooms, which are wood-like, like so, and they have thousands of little pores on them. This is where the spores come out of the fruiting bodies here. These are called fruiting bodies. The actual organism lives in the tree and underground. The mycelium that starts to host the tree as it dies. In this case, this is a artist conch. This whole tree has the mycelium, or the organism, living in it. It's like the tree of the plant, whereas the fruiting body like this is really considered the apple or the fruit in that sense. So when we pick these, we're actually only picking the fruit of this mushroom. Now, one of the things about polypores is that they produce really advanced chemistry called beta-glucans and branch polysaccharides. Literally, these are just giant sugar molecules that have formed into these interesting Aztec glyph type shapes, and it's those shapes that help turn on our immune system and help get our body functioning and more in coherence or in harmony with the world around us. So these have been around for a long time, and one of the things is that they eat these trees. And good thing to kind of think about is we have a lot of ground mushrooms, but we also have these tree polypores. These are what we consider the higher evolution of the mushroom kingdom. A lot of these are antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-pathogenic, so to speak. So they help our body deal with some of these pathogens, and they help us kind of turn on the immune system so it knows how to recognize different types of disease and imbalance and come back into what we call coherence with the natural flow in the universe. So what we're looking for here is a mushroom that grows on a tree that has multiple little pores and is wood-like. These are the polypores and the conchs, and there aren't any of them that are highly toxic. So many of these mushrooms can be used medicinally. Because they're so tough, we need to cook them down as a tea or turn them into a dual extracted tincture, which means macerating in alcohol and then boiling up or lightly simmering for a number of hours like a strong tea, putting the two together to make that dual extracted tincture. This is some of the best way to use them, but I just like to make winter immune tea during the winter months. So one of my favorite types of medicines there is on this planet is polypores. And guess what? They only grow in old growth and second growth forests. So it's a good indicator that if we save our forests, we might just be saving the best medicinal substances to help us adapt in these years to come, especially if we want to be more resilient on this polluted planet. So as we start to scale back our polluting and our way of being, these medicines will be here to help us to really keep us in coherence with the universe so that we don't get so infected. In fact, this might be one of the best things we know of. One of the things about tree-loving mushrooms is that they eat levity. So now this is a key thing. Now we all know about gravity, right? Gravity is that force that pulls us down. Now levity is the opposite force. Everything else in the universe, there is opposites of each other and each are polars. So levity is that upward moving energy. Now the highest, most abundant form of levity is trees. In fact, your levity, every animal, every plant is levity. In essence, it's moving blood or energy up into the universe, the opposite of gravity. So these are really eating the fifth element of those trees, that levity that's been stored over time. Yes, they might be eating the sugars, but it's actually that sort of essence of the tree that is giving them their power. So good strong levity eaters, just like us, eating the levity of the plants and the animals around us. These are very similar. Another thing to note that's really interesting about medicinal mushrooms is that this fungi here shares about 67% of the same DNA as we do. What does that mean? They get similar pathogenic diseases, similar issues that we do, and they're much closer related to us than plants, meaning that they actually have figured out different ways and strategies to deal with these similar issues. They impart that then onto us so that we can find healing and balance. So using medicinal mushrooms might be one of the best medicines we know of. There's a lot we don't know about fungi. they make up 1/4 of the biomass of this planet. There are hundreds of thousands of species that we have never yet seen or identified. We believe that there could be a lot more out there that we have not yet tapped into to understand. And some of our best medicines are coming from these. Some of the most anti-cancer, anti-tumor, anti-chronic disease, anti-inflammatory, anti-pathogenic compounds that are found in these are the best chemistry we know of to work with healing and finding medicine on this planet. In fact, Reishi, the Reishi mushroom, has been studied more than any other medicinal substance on this planet. Heavily studied, heavily invested in by the Asian community, as they have a belief that these are some of the most potent medicines out there. Turkey tail is another one that is the most prescribed anti-cancer medicine in the Orient. If you live in an area where you find polypores like this, take a look around, find out what they are, check out the different types, maybe make a tea with some of them, and start to bring these into your diet, into your body, so that you can be more resilient on this planet.